All right, here we are, episode 74, Abomination Bolts 7-4. We're going to pick up where we left off last time. Kinda, in a way. It's going to be a little bit different tonight. We're going to see what's going on in Otari. We've got some other individuals to look back on, other members of the companions, including Althea, Sheppy, Arthurian, Vergrunder, and Agatha. What are they up to? What's going on with them? And we'll continue on with the current companions that are deep underground of the Gauntlet. And again, pick up where we left off with those guys. So there's some interesting stuff to go through tonight. Ought to be interesting. Ought to be fun. And that's what it's all about when we play Pathfinder. Fun. So let's do the normal thing here and go through our introductions of the players. We're going to start with Agatha. Introduce yourself and your character. What class are you playing? That whole thing. And go ahead and describe both your characters if you want. You're first up, Dizzy. Lay it on us.
Oh, okay. I was not expecting that. That caught me off guard.
You're welcome.
Uh, the two characters I play Agatha Withertree. She is a witchy vampire with an interesting story going on. And then my other character I play is Lyra, who is a champion, and she's pretty much been kicking ass this entire time, so I really don't know what else to say.
Yeah, she's been doing real good. You've been doing really good with the champion. Not sure about Agatha. She's kind of haven't been with her in a while. But yeah, it'll be fun to see what both of them are up to, particularly Agatha, because it's been a while. Okay, thanks for that. We're going to move on to Rachel. Rachel number 1.
Yeah, hey.
Hey.
Hey. I play both Cypher, as she goes by, and Althea Binley. Cypher is an elf that carries on to her own beat because she's a bard. Her favorite activities include dungeon diving, and she's kind of got like this interest in the Rose Guard. As for Althea, she's a little opposite to Cypher, actually. She's more of like a team player. She's a gnome cleric of Desna, and she takes her healing responsibilities very seriously. And she kind of lives like her friends are her family, and she'll do anything to protect them. She can be kind of mousy, but when it comes to it, she shuts up and tries to get the job done because she doesn't want to leave alone, like that one time.
Yes, that's true. Excellent. Thank you, Rachel. Karma, you're up next. Go ahead and introduce your
Hello.
your one character so far. You can
My
introduce.
one.
We'll introduce the newest one when she's revealed.
Gotcha. Sounds good. I play Karma, and she's a war priest cleric, a healer in the group. She feels as if she's been given divine will to see to the companions and help them with their tasks and duties to protect them. She feels as if she's been guided there by Ayamode herself, and she even met somebody else in the companions who worships Ayamode. So she's super serious about making sure that the companions are safe.
That's right. Fantastic. Karma, of course, did the artwork for her character. Gotta show that off.
Oh, thank you.
It's good stuff, and she's doing other artwork for the other characters as well. So we'll show that off in the streams as we play too. Excellent. All right, who's up next? We have Jesse.
Hey guys, I have two characters. First is Sheppy, my level 7 sorcerer of the element of fire. He is everything that deals with catching things on fire. He is very innocent, but he is quite the troublemaker, and he has gotten the party into quite a few different crazy situations. He's one of my favorite characters to play. And of course, I also have a level 7 fighter, who is our impetuous, impatient, just totally focused on getting to Belcora and taking her head and just putting it in a bag. And that is my two characters, and we're ready to roll.
Excellent. Thanks for that, Jesse. And we're going to move on to Kyle.
Hello there. I'm Kyle. I play two characters in this particular exchange as well. My first is a dwarf by the name of Vergrunder, otherwise known as Arthurian for the longest of times. He's a well-seasoned dwarf, but very grounded, very calming, very easygoing around his friends. Very quick to hold a grudge, very quick to take a grudge, as he is, not very happy with the events in the Gauntlet so far. And then my other guy is Bjorn. Kind of a lot more secretive, a lot more out for his own means. A lot more loud and boisterous, charismatic compared to Arthurian. He has his own agenda, and we shall see how that plays out in the future.
Awesome. Thanks, Kyle. Okay, the recap will be done by me because we're going to do two recaps in a way. Kind of blend them together here briefly. Where we're going to pick up first is back in Otari. Turn that down a little bit. Episode 66 was a horrifying encounter for the companions. That is Vergrunder, Althea, Agatha, and of course, Sheppy and Cassandra, who was felled. The other characters barely survived this encounter with this horrifying abomination. If it wasn't for Sheppy and the sturdiness, hardiness of the dwarf Vergrunder, I don't think anyone would have survived at all. Sadly, Cassandra was slain. Her body was never fully found, although parts of it was. It was, I believe, brought back to the surface. But anyway, 2 days have gone by since Althea and her companions made it back and recovered from these grievous wounds in shock from what had happened. The reins, of course, were picked up by Bjorn and the other companions who continued the quest, delving deep into Gauntlet, and we'll pick up with those later on in the session. They're currently about to engage an enemy in some deep corridor after fighting some demons. So we'll pick up with them in part 2 of the session tonight. But returning back to the companions here of Althea. Let's start off with Althea. Does somebody need to mute? I'm hearing something. Is that you, Jesse? But it was. Stop moving around. Stop it. Two days have passed, Althea. It's early morning. The 5th of Gosrin, You're laying in your little comfy bed. It's sunshine outside. Feels good. Your eyes begin to open and see the lights surrounding you in your room. You look to the right and see on the table there's Binley in his little makeshift box bed where he sleeps every night. Sound asleep he is. His eyes are closed. You can see his little belly up and down rapidly. You squint your eyes, and as you do, you begin to recall things. Memories, dreams, something that has bothered you countless nights, for weeks on end. You don't reveal this too often to your fellows, only Binley and, of course, Desna. Sinister dreams. Dreams of serpents, snakes, old trees, desolation, burnt landscapes, horrifying dreams. They have plagued you for some time. You've kind of grown used to them. In fact, the last night was particularly horrifying. Once again, the visions of a blackened landscape and a tree, what looks like a serpent wrapping around the base and climbing up, reaching towards the limbs that stretch out to an empty sky. The voice returns. The hiss. They beckon to you, Althea. Forget the gods. Your time is with us. It's with us, Althea. Your time is with us. The memories come back to you. And this, of course, is what you woke up from. So it is some relief when you wake up and open your eyes and see the sunshine once again. You still wonder what Desna has in store for you yet, and you still call to her. Another day. Now we're going to go to Agatha. Agatha, ever since you got back and returned from the darkness of the Godlight, you've locked yourself away once again in your chamber where the windows are closed over. It's dark. You need to avoid the sunshine, the sunlight. You feel desperate. These past 2 days of recovery have not been easy. Your left hand that once clutched what was a paw of some creature, a humanoid creature, it's gone. But as you look at your left arm, you see it. You see it tattooed on your wrist. You see a grasping hand etched into your flesh. The others can't know. They can't know what you've done. Farley Tell expelled you from what he was planning, for fear of bringing death on not only him, but everyone on this mission, including Ronaldo. And so you've returned once again to your friends, the companions. After facing near death, here you are, the Rowdy Rockfish Inn, in your chamber, locked away in darkness. Only a small candle at your table lights the room, fills the chamber with shadows. You feel weak. Strangely fascinated by your hand and the markings upon it, you feel weak. Your wounds are not healing like they should be. You reach underneath your bed and you pull out your little chest, the little trunk. You unlock it and kick it open, and you reach inside and you grab the mirror that you so often use to heal yourself. Looking into it, your image, so faded, translucent, it fades even more. The healing power is not hitting you. Something is wrong. Night after night, your mind is filled with thoughts as you lay there in your torpor. As you lay there with your mind resting and relaxing, trying to naturally heal itself, it's near impossible. Your brain is filled with images of serpents, snakes, hundreds of them, wrapping around your bedposts, creeping up under the sheets. You waken. You're not sure what is happening to you. You can barely focus on your magic and your abilities, fascinated as you are by the markings on your arm. Of course, we went over this. Mechanically speaking, you know what affects you, what afflicts you. I don't recommend you reveal that to the players unless you feel it is useful to you. But yes, you have something going on, and we'll leave it at that. Now we're going to move on. Again, the Rowdy Rockfish. 2 days after you escaped the gauntlet with your lives, we see Althea. We see Arthurian, now known as Vigrunder. And we see Sheppy, the goblin. Actually, I could take you to the Rowdy Rockfish. Let's go there. Let's bring everybody to the Rowdy Rockfish. Can everyone see the map?
Yep.
Or you mean inside?
Inside.
Yeah.
Yep.
So Althea, Sheppy, Arthurian, you've gathered yourself together. Feel free to discuss whatever you wish at this stage. As you've gathered, probably for the first time in the last 2 days, you've come together. Vigrunder off on some mission. He just shortly returned. Sheppy out wandering underneath the docks, eating lots of fish bones. And of course Althea, gathering with her friends after another restless night of sleep at her home. The three of you are sitting around your favorite table near the window, close to the entrance. It's early morning. What does that conversation sound like, Vigrunder?
He would be kind of sitting at the table, his warhammer on the table. His clothes look very tattered, dirty, like he's been trudging through the swamps, actually up near the fog fen. Like it's very dirty, filthy, grimy. His armor is definitely showing signs of wear, as he looks to Sheppy. Ah, Sheppy, good to see you again. How are your wounds faring after that last jaunt in the gauntlet? And you as well, Althea. You look a wee bit tired. Are your wounds healed all right?
Maybe the wounds on the outside, but I don't think I'll ever get over that.
What troubles ye, lass?
We were practically, not practically, we were taken out by the abominations, these horrifying creatures in the gauntlet.
Aye, we were. And Arthurian would get up from his chair and move over to Althea.
You're acting like this wasn't just a couple days ago.
Ah, yes, lass, forgive me. Soldier's intuition sometimes I'm not well suited in this. We lost Cassandra.
There's still hope. She may still be alive.
I doubt it. The last I saw, it didn't look too good for the lassie. Hopefully the others can find her, or what remains. We can return her to the graveyard here in Otari.
Well, until I see something, I'll continue to pray for her.
Aye, indeed. And I was wondering perhaps if I might make use of those prayers.
What do you mean?
I'm making a project, you see. It'll be easier to show you.
Show me here, or somewhere else? Althea's completely confused.
I'm working on a project up near the graveyard. I could use some sanctification.
The graveyard. I haven't been back there since we've lost. I'd say Dane, but didn't we go back there for Marshall as well? Or did we just give his body away?
We just gave his body back.
Alright, so then she'll say for Dane, because he did have a service, in a way.
Aye.
And even before then, I've never had a good encounter there. We've either buried the dead, or... And then she doesn't even speak to fill in that sentence. She just looks at Sheppy, recalling the events in the graveyard and that dream she had.
Well, it's a good thing. It's a good thing that everyone is safe. I've been doing a lot of thinking in these past 2 days, and Sheppy feels like he needs to be stronger. He needs to protect his family that is here now. He will never let this happen again.
Very politely tap Sheppy on the shoulder. Aye, never again. Agreed? Even if that means you have to leave me behind. Agreed?
McGrinder, you know I'll never leave you behind, even if I have to drag you by your beard.
Hey now, that's a very rare honor to drag a dwarf by his beard. You should feel privileged by that.
Well, be ready for it.
And I will need you as well in the graveyard, Sheppy. I'm making a memorial to honor the fallen of the Gauntlet.
Oh, is that all? You made it sound like it was something much worse.
Oh nay, I'm making a monument with little headstones, and I could use some sanctification on those stones. Make them glow real pretty.
Of course, I'm sure we can get the assistance from the townsfolk as well. I'm sure they'd like to thank the fallen. This is their town we've been trying to protect.
Aye, but it's not their friends that they've lost. It's ours. Aye. And I went on a mission for Ren a few days ago in the Fog Fens. The wolves in the area are growing more and more restless. Something is lurking in the fen, along with the gauntlet. Has any of you two seen the other lass, Agatha?
I have not, no. She's been quite mysterious since we've met her. Perhaps when the sun goes down, we could find her lurking in Otari. That's typically when we see her anyways.
Well, she'll be seen hanging around the graveyard. I'm there almost every night hanging out. I'm pretty sure I saw her.
Is that where you go, Sheppy?
One of the many places, including your attic, but we won't go there.
What? My attic?
I help
So
you
it's been
begin that
you!
one. In my defense, Alfie, I didn't want to assist him in the one climb, but he made me do it.
An accomplice? The two...
Somebody has to make sure that you're okay.
Aye.
Well, I appreciate where the two of you are coming from. But that's my privacy! We'll deal with this later. When did you want to have this memorial built? And when do you think it will be done?
Well,
Please
that.
continue to tell us your ideas.
Well, you see, about that, I've already made up a few of the headstones. Dane, Marshall.
Maggie.
Maggie, Devon. I've made those. One for that Victoria lass. We're working on the other ones now.
So what you speak of is a much more personal memorial and not a grand one.
Aye.
I have no issues being a part of this. I encourage it. I could use some place to come back to sort out my feelings and just pray. I think we would all find comfort in this.
I know that I certainly have spent many a night in the graveyard with a hammer and a chisel. Their stories kind of mirror my own in a way. A story that I've never told any of ye.
Well, go on.
Is there a better place we could position this marker? I feel like the graveyard is already filled with so much. I'd want them to have something a bit more.
Aye.
A better view, perhaps. I'm sure we could come up with a different place to put this.
Aye. I'm actually working on things right now. If things go well, I actually have to go see the mayor, but I was thinking about making a little memorial for him down by the pier, where the morning sun will always touch there first before the rest of Otari. In a way you might say the sun might shine on them still.
I think that would be beautiful, Bugrunder.
Althea, I must ask you something. When you were out, you looked like something was bothering you in your sleep. You were thrashing around and throwing your arms and yelling.
Are you
something...
referring to this morning? Once again, back
yeah.
like, wait, how long do you watch me? Growing more concerned as Sheppy continues to talk.
There was something definitely bothering you. What was it?
That's very observant of you, Sheppy, but if it wasn't so concerning, I would say that's rather personal. But they have been rather dark dreams with serpents, and I feel like I've had similar dreams in the past, ever since taking on this and cumbersome quest of the Gauntlet.
Have you looked into it? Maybe it means something.
I have not yet, but that was in my plans. In the immediate plans, actually. There's something dark afoot, something sinister. And I don't like that it can reach me in my sacred space, in my dreams. I will pray upon Desna for her guidance.
Aye, but to be fair, Sheppy can also reach you in your quote-unquote sacred space. Oh, that was too much. Shut up. I was just posting guard by the Toolies.
You don't want
Maybe.
to better for you.
And then immediately after, I think I'll go to the market and find some security systems and hire some people
That's
to
not gonna
stand
stop
guard of my apartment. And then look up spells and things to set up around the house to not only physically protect me, but mentally. She's getting paranoid now.
You're all right,
As-
Helen.
as
That's
long
what
as-
we're here for.
As long as you all have good intentions, but please vacate my premises between 5 to 7. That's out the time.
Understood. But speaking of which, doesn't Agatha have a room here at the Rockfish?
She does.
Well, she must have a room somewhere. We could ask, yeah.
I think I remember that.
She stays here with most of the other companions who have rooms here and pay a monthly living fee. So she's got her chambers here in the Rowdy Rockfish. She hasn't made her presence known.
I shall go check on her. What do you think? You and Sheppy go down to the graveyard and I'll meet you down there? Or would you like to go to the Dawnflower to get answers to this? And Sheppy can meet me in the graveyard for the rune stone. Sheppy, I will also have need of your magics there.
What was that? What did you say about my magic?
I will have need of your magics on these rune stones that I'm carving for the memorial. Would you like to meet me at the graveyard? I'm gonna go bang on some doors and see if I can find Agatha.
Well, if you need them set on fire, I got you.
Aye, a protective rune. That way nothing can ever spoil the sanctification of the ground.
I'm sure I can help out with that.
Fantastic. I'll see you at the graveyard. With that.
Yes. I will go with Sheppy. I wouldn't want to be traveling around there alone later, so we'll go together.
Did you want to go to the market first? You and Sheppy go to the market, and then when do you want to go to the market? You mentioned the market.
I would actually like to go to that guy that has the books. I forget his name.
Mortiblin?
Mortiblin?
I have some questions for him.
Okay.
Yes. The marketplace was just a joke.
Okay, so you're going to go to Mortiblin's first and then head to the graveyard
Yeah.
and meet up with Arthurian. Just as you pull your seats back and begin to move on to your things, all of a sudden entering the Rowdy Rockfish, and again, there's about a half dozen patrons in here. It's morning. People are getting their morning breads and breakfasts, morning ales, that sort of thing. You don't see Brelda, but you see her normal workers behind the bar and serving here and there. As soon as you pull your chairs back to leave, in walking through the door is a familiar face. Excuse me, I'm looking for the companions. Oh, Miss Althea, there you be. And in walks the little halfling who works for the messenger service here. Can't think of the name of it. But he comes up to the group of you. I've a message for you. It's from Rin Savixi. Notice he trilled his tongue there. And he hands you guys a little message and sets it on the table. And I'm glad to see you all made it safe back from the Godlight as well. Dangerous place it is. He tips his hat. But anyway, I'll be off now. Tick, 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 tick.
Safe travels to you.
You too. See ya, Mom.
Thank you for thank you for the delivery. And Althea's gonna immediately open it.
Okay. Reach at the table. You grab it. It's basically an invitation to join Rin Savixi sometime this afternoon at your leisure for a meeting of great importance. Althea and the companions.
Well, that seems to maybe have changed my plans.
Now, it's early morning yet.
Okay, I guess we still have time to do everything then.
Aye. I'll go check on Agatha, and I'll meet you two at the graveyard, and then we'll go see Miss Rin Savixi. She still needs to pay me for the mission that I've done for her.
Okay. Let's see here. Let's go to our new character briefly. Let me look for her character sheet. I don't think it's filled in fully, but let me see what I could do with this. Where are you? Well, let's go to the Otari map again. Whee! Karma, make a D20 roll for me. It could be public.
Sure.
Because you have no clue what it's for. All right. Thank you. All right. For Grunder, you make it up to the steps. Well, first of all, Sheppy and Althea, you make your way out, heading for Odd Stories, which is in the north part of town. I'll ping it. I'm sure you know where it is. I think it's right here. You could move your tokens up in that direction if you want. And Arthurian, you climb the steps. Reaching the top, and this long row of doors, there's about 6 of them on each side of this chamber here. You know exactly where Agatha is, and as you approach, it is silent. But when you approach the door, there's a smell. It's a pleasant smell, almost like it's a scented candle of sorts. And it's coming from Agatha's chamber. You bang on the door. Agatha, you hear this banging at your door. The door is locked, of course. What do you do?
Agatha would immediately shrink away from the door as her focus has been on her on the tattoo that's been on her arm, and not really having her wits exactly around her, she would answer in a slightly weakened voice, as she's not been able to heal very well. Who is it?
Alright, top of the morning to you. Grunder here, checking on you. You alive in there? Are you stuck in the bathtub and need a rescue? Anybody seen or heard from you in a few days?
Define all right.
Are you alive in there? Or do I need to break the door down and... What seems to be the issue with you?
Um,
Suddenly, Arthurian, one of the doors opens up in the hallway. What's going on out here? We're trying to sleep. It's too early.
Get back on the side there, lad.
Get in your room or whatever you're doing. We're trying to sleep.
I'll give you one chance to back that off.
Agatha
Slam
would have
goes the door.
instantly. Agatha would have instantly, while the argument was going back and forth, she would have immediately opened her door, grabbed Arthurian, and yanked him in before closing the door behind him.
A rude old goat he was.
And as soon as you enter the room, Arthurian, you feel the coldness of this chamber. It's then that you realize, I think you've only been in here once before. You're not sure, but it's cold. It's damp. There's no fire save for a candle lit close to her bed chamber. Now, you know that she is of the dark side in a way. At least the rumors say she has vampire blood in her. But this seems a little bit even beyond that. It's particularly dark. The windows are shuttered and shaded. And lonely.
With his dark vision, he can see around, and he kind of scratches at his beard for a moment. Aye, what kind of spell did you cast in here? This place is chillier than a high mountain battlement.
Agatha would be. She'd be fiddling with her one sleeve as if trying to hide something underneath it, while her mannerisms would give way to show that she's acting very fidgety, almost uncharacteristic of Agatha that he's known before.
I see you got a case of the shakes there, lassie.
I haven't been healing well.
Right, well, that comes from being, you.
And as she says that, she steps kind of close to the only source of light that's in the room, and you just see how she's very paler than normal. She's very almost thinner than he's seen her before. She's very what's the right word I'm looking for? Very emancipated is the only thing I can think of.
Emaciated.
Like very, very emaciated. Thank you. I was trying to think of the right word.
Emancipated. That works.
Emancipated? What? What?
She's very emaciated. Her skin is very stretched tight over her bones, like she's not been feeding at all.
Yeah, Arthurian would notice her emaciated state as she moved into the light, sort of adjusting a grip on his warhammer there a little bit. All right, would you care to explain that to me? You look, for lack of a better word, and pardon the pun, but you look like death warmed over.
She starts pacing back and forth as she's still fidgeting with her one sleeve. Her almost as if she's kind of forgetting that he's now in the room and it's just her being alone again, and starts talking to herself. I don't. What is going on with me? And what what is going on?
If you want to make a perception check, this will be blind for Grunder. As you try to notice what might be happening here. Make a blind perception. It's pretty obvious to you that she's purposely trying to conceal her left arm from you. She's very protective of it, covering it, pulling the sleeves over it. It's obvious. Something about her arm. Perhaps she has an injury. You're not sure, but there's something about that you notice.
And our Thurian remains standing there, not moving. Still has Warhammer in hand, but not in an aggressive manner. It's actually in his offhand. His eyes sort of follow her back and forth as she moves. Sort of noticing her left arm. She's being very protective of it. He's going to point to it. Did you suffer a wound? Perhaps those basilisks? I hear they're quite nasty creatures to fight.
Her attention would snap back to Grunder, as if now she just remembered that he was in those rooms still with her. And as he asks about her arm, she just moves it behind her, like, protectively. I just haven't been able to heal very well, and I've just been struggling kind of feet, so...
Right, but that's not it. You're very out of it, Agatha. Did you suffer a wound in the arm, or is the arm, for lack of a better word, corpse rot, perhaps? You don't want to, have any rot in the wound. It could cost you the arm if you don't get it taken care of.
I'm sure it'll heal up on its own, maybe. She's very struggling trying to keep herself together, as it's like she hears herself, but then she also hears something else in her mind, and it's like she's so torn with emotion that she's literally struggling for words.
Perhaps I should fetch the healer from the Dawnflower. Perhaps they could help you.
Wait, no, please don't. I'm sure I'll be fine.
You call this fine, gal?
I mean, it's nothing new for me. She's now just starting to back up a little away from him, kind of trying to keep her arm hidden behind her.
Alright, fine, have it your way. For the next time I see you, if you're not better, you're going to the Dawnflower. I'm off to help Sheppy and Althea. I've enlisted them in a project. Well, rest up and tend to that arm as best you can. Don't be a stranger, lassie. And Arthurian will actually begin to head for the door.
Wait.
Alright.
She would say that so fast, almost as if desperation was in her tone. Like, as he would turn towards the door, the arm that she was trying to keep covered behind her would jerk up as if trying to stop him. but as she moved her arm, it would actually pull back the covering, kind of revealing her arm a little bit.
And when she reveals her arm, what was that for?
I thought you were going to have me make a perception roll. My bad.
Well, you're revealing your arm to him, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no perception needed. It's pretty obvious what's revealed. You see, it looks like her white flesh is nothing but a canvas to what looks like a tattoo that it's something similar you've seen before. It's like a hand, a grotesque hand covered in hair. It's tattooed. It's grabbing her wrist. It's wrapped around her wrist and stretching up her forearm. And then it ends abruptly like it was ripped from some torso. It looks familiar. In fact, it looks like that paw that she had stolen. Very much like it, but it's a tattoo. Very pronounced. It looks painful and swollen, and all around the black ink, you assume it's ink, is red marks like it was freshly made.
Mercy, girl, I've seen that before. So when did you have time to get a tattoo done if nobody else has seen you?
As soon as Agatha would realize that he's now seen her arm, she would immediately jerk it back, almost as if he had burned her, and tries to cover up the arm with a sleeve. It didn't happen that long ago. I think I probably studied a museum or something, and one of the maybe one of the artifacts kind of caught my attention. I wanted to get it done.
Alright, keep going, don't stop now. You got your trap running, now keep it running.
I mean, I don't know what else you want me to say.
So you went to the old library, well, the museum, did you? Did you have a good time? What did you do with this artifact?
Did I say artifact? I meant I studied it. I didn't really touch an artifact. But I don't know what you're asking.
Suit yourself then, and his hand reaches for the door. Inching closer to the doorknob.
Right.
It's on the doorknob.
I stole the artifact.
Wait, back up. You did what? And he bellows that.
She would immediately just shrink back as far as she could against the one wall away from him.
Have you taken leave of your senses, lass? It's an artifact. You don't go poking those. Even I'm a dwarf and we don't go poking things we don't know about.
Uh, I, I, I felt like it was calling to me, like it wanted me.
Oh, man.
While this conversation is going on, as you step outside of the Rowdy Rockfish, Althea and Sheppy, and you cross the bridge going to the east side of town near the market and pass by the market, heading up towards Mordiblance along the name of that road there. I can't see because it's sideways, but heading up that road, you're in conversation, and Althea, you notice a clamor going on behind you. And as you look back towards the market, you could see, just as you're about to go out of sight of the market, you turn and look and you see somebody seems to be like packing up some bags and some things, and they're heading in your direction quite noisily out of the market. And it's this elven woman. You can't help but notice, maybe they're, for a moment, to use a term here that we just discussed, eyes are locked, but briefly, with this elf and Althea.
I sense an awkward social encounter coming on.
So do I. And as that occurs, let's go back to Agatha and Arthurian. Go ahead and finish your conversation here, Arthurian.
Oh, you stole an artifact from not only the mayor, the man that hired us to go into the gauntlet, and he's droning in a lecturous form. Like he is droning about senses of duty, honor, commitment, faith, all of it. He's laying it all out there. Like he's
just
lecturing a bunch of new
While
recruits.
while he's lecturing her and doing all this, she literally screams at him, "I did it because I had no choice."
You always had a choice, Letty.
Out in the hallway, you hear a door creak open. Shut up down there! I'm gonna complain pretty soon. I'm getting tired of this. Then another door opens. What's going on outside? What's all this noise?
I'm having a friendly debate. Get back inside, you goop.
Slam goes one of the doors. Go ahead.
You always have a choice, lassie. You could have chose not to touch the damn thing. And now look at what it's done to you.
The voice wouldn't leave me alone.
Ah, mercy. Dwarves above.
And you're reminded, Arthurian, that you have a date to keep.
I'll be back. We can continue this debate later. I am needed elsewhere.
So, Agatha, if you want to follow, you can, but to do so means you got to really wrap yourself up and cover your skin and your eyes and protect yourself from the sunlight that lies
Yeah,
inside.
she's gonna tag along and basically wrap her up like there's no tomorrow.
All right. You're familiar with what you normally do. You've done it many, many times, how you wrap your arms and the cowl over your head and that kind of thing. Probably take you a couple minutes, but yeah. All right?
Okay.
All right, you make your way out. It takes a couple minutes, but Arthurian waits for you at the door, and you make way. You're down the steps and out the Rowdy Rockfish. Now, getting back to Althea. Now, you notice you're not sure what's going on here. You did lock eyes. Somebody was racing off like they were maybe possibly coming in your direction and maybe following you. I don't know. What's on your mind?
So I see them gathering all their belongings behind me. Does it look like they're gonna come like mow me down?
Let's-
Like to walk past me?
What does it look like, Naranth?
Okay, so Niranth is carrying her backpack, and she's just booking it, like leaning forward with it and booking it towards the two of you. It's like a beeline. She's locked eyes with you.
It should not be fighting this fall.
Okay, so it isn't like to walk past us. The locking of the eyes was kind of like I'm coming for you.
Absolutely.
How close is Sheppy to me?
You're right next to each other in conversation,
Alright.
or you were.
So like as we're walking, Althea takes that like glimpse behind her, makes that eye locking, and then continuously looking at her. She's gonna like grab Sheppy's shirt, like his sleeve, and like tug it a little bit, like, are you expecting company, Sheppy? Do you know this person? Don't look back. Be cool. Be cool.
No. I've never seen this one.
You'll hear her
Althea's
kind
like
of call out.
particular. What was that?
Sorry, you hear her call out, "Hello!"
Oh, I was gonna say Althea's particularly like cautious with this street because she was followed on this street once before. So right before you say like reach out and say hello, like Althea begins to pick up speed, but then hears your voice and just shouts back, hello, do we know you? Did you need assistance?
You there, Naranth?
Yes, I was doing the whole thing muted. She runs
I
up.
was afraid I was muted. I'm like, oh no.
I did the whole thing muted. I'm gonna do it again. So she runs up and she gets within regular talking distance, and she kind of stops and she puts her hands on her knees, and she's breathing really heavily because she's not used to running that fast for that long. Eventually she looks up and she goes, "Yes, hi, I'm Niranith. You're famous, aren't you?"
I wouldn't consider myself famous, but some people know me, and some people know Sheppy.
I could have sworn you look just like somebody I heard from the talking about the companions. Are you one of the companions?
Now, as a side note, I will mention that, especially at 7th level, you are kind of like local heroes. And you are noticed. People turn and they eye you up and down. Those are the companions. Are they really? That's them. They killed the dragon once. Yeah, they're looking in the gauntlet for ghosts. So you kind of get that vibe, Althea.
See, Althea's totally oblivious to stuff like that, and she's really humble. So, like me, a hero. I've slain monsters, I've almost died a few times. But I'm just doing what any normal person would do in a situation like this.
So you are one of the companions.
Yes, I have been called that. We have been called that. What is it that you need from us? What can we do? Is there trouble?
No, it's actually what I can do for you, Miss. You must be, I think, could have been Althea. Was it Althea? Was it from the companions you said? I think
Yes.
her name was Althea. Yes, I got it right. Yes. Okay. Wonderful. And she looks over to the goblin gentleman and says, "And you, if I remember what they were saying, you're Sheppy. I guarantee it."
How do you know me?
Everybody knows you.
Really?
You guys are heroes.
That would be true even before you were a hero, Sheppy. You're kind of the well-known goblin rascal in town.
It kind of scares me to know that people know who I am now.
Now you know how it feels when people watch you when you don't think they are.
She's just blinking for a moment. She knows there's something like between the two of you, but she doesn't know what. So I wanted to introduce myself. I make jewelry, and I'm a very I'm an up and coming craftsman in this area, and I was hoping maybe I could make you some items for your journeys and travels, and in return you can take me to wonderful new places that aren't this place, and can test out my work.
I'm familiar with that deep desire to find new things. Desna must be with you.
She just pauses
Are you ready?
and sort of nods like,
Mhm.
Yeah. Well,
You
we'll
don't seem
have
like.
to
Do you know what's in the conlight?
in the what?
Do you know what's down there in the conlight? What we do?
Oh, I've heard that there's some terrible stuff down there, but I haven't seen it yet. Of course, I only have heard the rumors.
You know it's dangerous, right?
Oh, don't worry about me. I can take care of myself.
horrors beyond belief. Did I
Sounds-
mention that we almost died twice?
It sounds
I think I did. If this is something you've thought about and is truly what you think your path is leading you towards, I will not stop you. But we do
must
have
be done.
some formality to this.
Oh yes, of course.
And those that have joined us have spoken to the mayor. There is a reward, whether you'd like status within Otari or perhaps just the gold itself. You said you craft things, so gold is always, money is always good to purchase other goods that you may require.
Absolutely. I did hear that, adventuring comes with a fair amount of treasure and good materials to make better items. It could be
Yes.
lucrative for everyone.
And of course, you'll also have to meet with the other companions that are here in town.
Ooh, yes.
We all
please.
have to become acquainted.
I'd love to be introduced.
Which reminds you,
Are you
Althea,
free now?
you are on your way to Mordeblance, and you have a meeting at
Yes.
Rin Savixi's. So if Naranth would like to tag along, there's your chance, Naranth.
Don't let me stop you from going where you need to go. I'll just tag along. It's fine.
Well, if you're going to become a companion like the rest of us, chin up, straighten your back, get your backpack in order. If you need help carrying anything, I've got a hand free. And we're actually on our way to Mordeblance, if you're familiar with him. And what he does, of course.
And
Would I
you're relatively new to town. I'm trying to think of your backstory again.
Well, if she says no, then Althea will be like, oh, well, he's like this quirky book collector, and, he lives near Rin Savixi, who is almost like a fortune teller, etc., etc.
You probably not have heard of him. You're relatively new to town, but, it sounds interesting.
Does sound interesting. I'll tag along.
I see you have plenty of books in your hand and possibly in your bag. The two of you might get along.
I do love a good book.
Okay, so you'll head up that alley there, heading towards Mordeblance. Now, heading back to Agatha and Arthurian, you find yourself in the graveyard. What preparations are you making before the rest of the companions arrive? You're in the graveyard now. You're just going to wait around and wait, or is there any kind of preparations you're going to do here? in the graveyard?
Agatha is still kind of beside herself as she's really not in the right mindset right now. And having Arthurian, well, Grender yell at her the way he did just kind of put her a little more on the edge. So right now she's just pacing back and forth.
Okay. So you guys are going to wait there. All right, we'll go back to more. Is anything?
Yeah, our Arthurian's actually going to be using a hammer and chisel, and he's going to be working on those headstones a bit.
Okay. All right, you can do that. I won't ask you to make a crafting check yet, but go ahead. We'll save that. In the meantime, let's get everybody up at Mortiblintz. Everybody else, where's your tokens? There's Althea. And let me grab your token and drag it up there as well towards Mortiblintz. Naranth. So the three of you are up there at Mortiblintz. It's right there on the map. You bang on the door. This old door opens up, and there inside... That's the wrong picture. There inside you see a familiar face. An elderly, wrinkled face with white hair and a white beard. That is Mortiblint. You've seen many times. What can I do for you? Have you seen Farley Tell lately? I haven't seen him in a long time. But do come in.
Well, that's actually why I'm here. I need to ask you something about what Farley Tell was working on before he left.
Of course. Well, come in. Come out of the outdoors. It's too bright out there for my eyes. And he invites you into this big central area. You're surrounded by books and tables everywhere. It's a musty-smelling room, Naranth. You've never been in here before, but it's quite fascinating. Possibly some good treasures in here. Scrolls and old stories. Maybe some information about jewelry of the world, perhaps.
Ooh. Can I look around?
Please do. This section over here on the left, these books are for sale. If there's something that catches your eye, let me know. You see row upon row of just old tomes, big fat books. Some of them pertain to various forms of art. Some pertain to arcane subjects, more magical perhaps, or occultish. Some are more like histories. At the bottom shelf you see lots of scrolls, most of them in cases, some of them out in the open just tied with a little string holding them together. And be mindful of the scrolls, some of them can fall apart on us. But feel free to peruse.
Right.
So, Mortiblint, I must ask you.
Yes.
When Farley Tell was here, I've heard that he may have been researching ritual spells for teleportation in the Gauntlet. What do you know about that he was looking into?
I can't find a picture for him. Farley, he was... Well, that's a long time ago. He was researching some stuff on teleportation, that is true. Early on when you discovered those rune circles within the Gauntlet. All Mortimer knows is that some type of magic, perhaps a ritual or of some sort. He was mumbling on and on about some type of ritual magic to turn these things on and off. Did you encounter these rituals in the Gauntlet?
We did.
These portals.
Yes, we're trying to figure out how we can use them to transport us to and from the Gauntlet.
I see. I'm not quite sure myself, but I'm sure you could search through the tomes. You've looked through them before. Welcome to them. These over here on the right side. And he points to a couple shelves where you've got some much more deeper arcane subject matter. You might be able to discern something from those, Sheppy.
I'm going to take a look. Basically, I'm interested in anything that might pertain to ritualistic spells for teleportation circles.
Okay. Now, mechanically, there is a ritual spell that allows you to forget what it's called. I'll have to look that up during the intermission, but there is ritual spells which involve more than one caster. You don't have to be a spellcaster to partake in a ritual spell, but it's a process, and there are such spells that allow ritual spells that allow you to activate portals. So it is possible to do if you know the right ritual. So you can find this information out from your perusal.
Okay. Shippy is very interested in figuring that out.
Yeah, and we'll look up the details of that if we want to do that. As far as, okay, how does this work mechanically? What spell checks are involved? You know, can I do this? Do I have to know a particular spell? We could look that up in the intermission. We'll assume that comes from your research that you're currently doing. But that takes some time. And by the time you finish this, as well as Karma's perusing and Althea's perusing, noon is closing in. So if there's anything else you'd like to do, mention it now.
Well, that's what I'm working on.
I'm just, like I said, I wanted to see if there was anything for jewelry or magically enchanting stuff like that.
Very generalized information, nothing specialized. You do find one particular book, however, that's all about silversmithing. All about using silver to fashion all kinds of decorations for the body. Jewelry of sorts, earrings, bracelets, pins, brooches. And it's authored by an elven character, which rings a bell with you. This sounds like somebody you've heard before in the past. Go ahead and make a recall knowledge. I want you to use society. So you're going to roll a d20, and I'll add the modifier for you because you don't have your sheet filled out completely. So just make a d20 roll. I'll add the modifier against the DC I have already in front of me.
Can I use my hero point on that?
You can. What'd you roll?
A 1.
You can re-roll. You only get one roll, and this one counts.
I'm trying to see if it'll let me just re-roll it. Now I got 2 ones.
Yep. Womp, 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 womp. All that you know is that it's an elven name. It flows off your tongue quite well. Being of elven descent yourself, could be an interesting book to have in the collection of crafting. Maybe you can find a formula within. Maybe. If you'd like to buy it, just go ahead and ask him and he'll give you a price.
I'm interested in this book then that I found. How much are you selling it for?
Oh, that's going to be 5 silver pieces. That's a rare one, that is.
It looks amazing. I'd like to read it. I don't know how much.
You have 5 silver. You're going to have about 150 silver plus. Actually, you got more than enough at your level. So let's change.
And I would love to give him the 5 silver and obtain the silversmithing book.
All right, make a note somewhere there in your papers or on your character's backstory sheet. Anywhere would be okay. That you just got yourself a book, and I'll take care of that later. Call it the Silversmithing Book.
Okay.
Pretty bland title, but hey, this is improv here. Come on. All right, do you guys want to do anything else here, Althea? If not, you can head up to the... Well, you're running kind of late, so do you want to meet up with the others at the cemetery, or do you want to head for Rin's? Your choice.
I think we should go get Vigrunder and bring him with us. We can always do that after we meet with Rin because it sounds important.
All right, you'll be a little late, unless Vergrunder's already heading out. Hard to tell the time here without the bell ringing. Oh, wait, there it is. Ba-doom. It's noon. So, Vergrunder, what do you guys do? Your friends have not arrived. You going to wait for them?
Nope, I'm heading to Rin Savixi.
All right, so I imagine you guys can cross paths and eventually say, hey, we're all heading in the same direction. Sorry, we're late. And off to Rin Savixi's you go. Sound good?
Sounds good to me.
I'm still looking for a picture of Mortiblint. I'll do this later. Darn it.
But as Arthurian comes around the corner, he's gonna spy Sheppy. Oi, Sheppy! Looky who I found! He says, kind of having Agatha in tow.
Ah, you found her. Agatha, you don't look well. What's wrong with you? You look more pale than usual.
That's what I said, but she won't listen to me. Who's the new lass?
An adoring fan. She really wants to be a companion.
Oh, what now?
Niranith looks over to the two of you and goes, "You guys are part of the companions, aren't you? Hello, my name is Niranith. It's a pleasure to meet you."
Arthurian has a warhammer in hand. Okay. You can call me Arthurian if you like.
Arthurian, and she goes to shake your hand.
He will shake it with his left hand. So, what brings you here, lass?
I saw your other companions near the market on the way here, and I just needed to meet them, to introduce myself. I make jewelry most of the time and other items, some fashionable brooches and things, and I'm a up-and-coming jewelry crafter around here. So I thought it would be amazing to have wonderful heroes like yourselves wearing and testing my jewelry for me, for free, of course.
Let me stop you there, gal. And as he said that, he's kind of walking around her, and Sheppy and Althea and Agatha, you all know what he's doing. He's giving her the soldier's inspection. He's walking around her, sort of eyeing her up. Magical crafting, huh?
That's right.
Trinkets.
Baubles.
What can you fight?
Jewelry. Fashionable too.
Aye, but how do you fare in a fight?
I know my way around a little spellcrafting, if I do say so myself.
You smell that, Sheppy?
I do.
Smells like
She
we got a
may be
break in
useful.
a rookie.
Well, the gauntlet will do a good job on that, I'm sure.
We got a break in a rookie. Alright, lass. So you make things, you want us to wear things. I imagine you probably have some part in this deal as well.
Sorry, I couldn't quite hear you. I apologize.
So what other part of the deal? You're just gonna make us things to try out in the Gauntlet?
Yes,
free?
of course. And then also you just have to let other people know that I made those things.
While you sit back here in town in a warm tavern.
Of course not. I want a part of the treasure too.
Smells like breaking in a rookie to me. Well, welcome aboard, lass.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
I'm agreeable with those terms. Now, Althea, where did you find this one?
Sheppy says she found us. We didn't find her. We were just walking up the road. She came over, introduced herself.
It shows
Frozen,
great
I
condition.
might add.
Now, what's your take on her, Shep? Should we give her a go?
I sense good things. I think she'll be all right.
As you guys are talking, she just takes her staff out and kind of twirls it around.
See that? She's fancy. She can twirl her staff.
Aye, but how was it in a fight?
In the
We'll
meantime,
find out
you arrive at the porch of Rin Savixes. Althea steps forward to knock on the door, including your newest companion, Naranth. You pause. It's unusual that you have to knock on the door of Rin Savixes. Then suddenly the door unhinges and starts to slowly creak open. No one is standing at the door, of course, but you see within this very dark chamber, you see in the distance a small table, and there is seated Rin Savixi. Ah, at last you arrive. Well, come in, please, my friends. And mind the door. You all step inside, and as you turn to face the door and shut it behind you, it's already shut, as if some hand had closed it behind you. Finally, you are a little bit late, but that is okay. How are you all doing? I have not seen you in a long time.
You seen me yesterday.
That aside, we could be better. But we appreciate the concern.
Somebody was running.
Yeah. The elevator was out.
Yes, of course, I've seen you, Vigrunder. Not long ago, I was referring to the others. How have you been? And she looks towards Agatha.
Agatha is just... She... All she can do is just walk over to Ren and just show her arm.
And when you expose your arm, everyone sees this unless you're keeping it from the other companions. Are you or no?
At this point, she's not even going to hide it anymore because sooner or later they're going to find out.
All right. You all kind of gasp as what you see on her left arm and forearm, her left forearm and hand, or wrist actually, is this very painful looking tattoo. And it's easy to see what it is. Her skin is so pallid white that you could see that it looks like a hand, hairy hand, is grabbing at her wrist. It looks familiar to you all, like you've seen this before, perhaps. Rin Savixi stares at it, and she reaches towards your hand, and with her left hand, her fingers begin to touch the top of your flesh, tracing the lines of this tattoo, and she pulls back abruptly. This is a vile marking. Where did this happen to you, my dear?
Up at the mayor's mansion.
In the museum, perhaps? Yes, it was in the museum.
Mm-hmm.
She was asking you.
Oh, she...
Okay.
Sorry.
Okay.
Agatha would have nodded.
All right. I see. This is of grave concern indeed. This looks somehow familiar to me. I have seen this marking before. Whatever it is vile. You want to cover that. Are you feeling well with this marking on you? And obviously you're not.
She would immediately shake her head and the woman would be able to see she's very, very twitchy.
Yes. And she pauses to think as she's staring at your wrist and looking at you closely. Yes, but there are other concerns. I will see what I can do for you later, but first, we need to discuss something. Us, with the companions. And with that, Sheppy, you notice out of the shadows there's somebody standing in the corner of the room, amidst all the vases, as dark and shadowy as this chamber is. There's someone standing there when she says us, and he steps out of the shadows, and you can see him in the candlelight. Now again, you're unfamiliar with this setting, Karma. It's kind of a 20-foot circular type of room, all right? And it's lined with books, and all kinds of strange, odd things decorate the walls, like old keys, old dull knives, utensils, vases, books, scrolls, here and there scattered about. Just all kinds of odd things decorate these walls. And from what you can understand, she's kind of like a gatherer of trinkets and things. Outside of the doorway was this sign that was carved and painted onto its surface, a picture of stars. And as you ponder these things and look around the room, you turn around and once again, to use that phrase, lock eyes with this Rin Civixi. She's staring at you as if reading your mind. She says, my dear, I've never seen you before. I will have you know that I also read the stars. Perhaps you would be interested in that later on tonight when the stars come out.
Politely, she'll nod her head. I would love to try that out.
Oh,
Never had the stars read before.
Wonderful, wonderful. Come, before we get started, sit at the table with me, and I have some fresh tea. And she has this little teapot and enough little cups. They're little cups for everybody in the chamber. She begins to pour this tea, which has a very rich, strong aroma of herbs and ginger. It just smells so good. And she pours out enough for everyone, including for Grunder and Althea. And Agatha, please take one for yourself. It'll make you at ease. And she hands one to you, Agatha. And as you seat yourself at this table, you look nervous. Your hands clasped between your legs. Her arms are on the table, and she reaches towards you, and she says, please. And as you reach up your arms, she grabs hold of your wrists, and her head kind of cocks to the left, and her eyes begin to look at your eyes. And you notice then that her eyes are actually glazed over white. You see no pupils, as if she was blind, but yet she doesn't seem to be blind. And as you look and stare at her, you see motion to her left shoulder, and you see near her left shoulder what looks like a tail whip up in the air briefly. And it's also then that you notice on her head are horns. She's a tiefling. But at the same time, she has these very long ears, almost vertical from her head, the signature of an elf. She's of elven blood, as you. And as she grabs your wrists, you feel a warmth enter your body. It comes up from your hands and it begins to stretch up towards your elbow and your wrists, a warmth, a comfort that you have never felt before. As if you were meeting an old friend or a family member. A soothing warmth envelops you. I see you are very talented, my dear. That is good. I also feel that you have an urgency about you. Something calls to your heart. Something bigger and better awaits you, and you're striving to find it. Would this be correct?
You've got that pretty correct.
I thought so. And then a right hand pulls away from your left, and it reaches over top of your right arm, so that both her hands are on your right arm. And she begins to squeeze oh so gently. And you feel a comfort that was like from a family member. You have chosen the right friends, the companions. You should follow them. Things await you if you do. Promise of things good. And then there's a silence as Vergrunder sips at the tea loudly.
Yes, sir.
Looking left and right, everybody's staring at him.
What? It's good tea.
And there's a slight chuckle from Rin. Yes, it is. And it will do you good. Better than that ale you drink all the time, Vergrunder. But now, we have things to discuss. Dire things. And she looks over to the individual. Who was in the shadows in the corner of the room. This is my friend. He has traveled many days and weeks looking for the companions.
And who are you?
You can call me the Mist, dwarves. But I bring you news from beyond the shores of this island. I have news that is of great importance to you and also to me.
What news might that be?
Have you heard of the lands of Cheliax?
Aye, vaguely. Never been there myself.
I think one
That's
of
where I'm from.
Yes, and he looks over towards the goblin Sheppy. Yes, you would hail from there. That I can understand. Do you know of Nimbaloth?
Yes, we do. Evil god.
Have you heard of Belcora?
Alright, that's the job. I'm gonna pummel that bitch into submission.
Couldn't have said it better myself.
That is good. For that is where I come from, at least recently. I am part of an organization. We call ourselves the Firebrands. Maybe you have heard of us, and maybe not. But the information I bring pertains to Belcora and this dark deity known as Nimbaloth. We encountered someone that might be of interest to you, perhaps not. His name is not important. It is enough to say that he was not human. He was, in fact, of the serpent kin. Nasty, dangerous. He was. It turns out he was carrying a message. Before I reveal this message, perhaps I should explain a little bit more. In Cheliax, where I currently reside, in a region known as Isker, there is a cult cult made up of these serpentkin. I believe their name they go by is the Jade Shackles. Remember that name. They worship not only Nimbaloth, but there is strong reference to someone by the name of Belcora as well. Someone they refer to as the Dark Queen. This individual who we captured would not reveal anything to us. He was questioned, but he was definitely a member of this Jade Shackles. He seemed to have killed himself to avoid further questioning by us and our members. But regardless, this cult has been causing all kinds of trouble, we shall say, where we live in Iskar. My good friend Rin here explained to me that you are well versed in Belcora and Nimbaloth and her doings here at this ruin you call the Gauntlet, I believe. Is that correct? And he looks to you, Vigrunder.
That's very correct. I intend to have Belcora's head on the end of my spear by the end of the winter.
I wish you well on that endeavor. But I fear that Belcora, her fingers of death and evil reach far beyond this so-called Gauntlet. Her agents are spread far and wide, even on the mainland, beyond the sea, the inner sea, in Cheliax, in fact. Maybe even Aldor. Who can say? But there are rumors. But evidence is strong in Cheliax, and we are in need of help. And I'm willing to help you as well. And you will see that there's more to this than the Gauntlet indeed. But first, let me share something. A message that we retrieved from this agent of Belcora. An agent of the Jade Shackles. And he begins to reach in his pocket and he pulls out this old piece of parchment. And he begins to read. It is a short message. It is not all here. It has been partially in ruin. But what I have here I shall read to you. It says, "The Sly One is quite resistant to our magic. She has yet to break. If this continues, she will die. The gnome, known only as Thea, has yet to submit. She will not last long, nor her friends. But soon, they will all fall. The Starstone Isle, Absalom." This one. And then it ends abruptly.
Not if I have anything to say about it.
Now I must explain. There is also this strange emblem. At the top of the page, I do not recognize it. It is something that perhaps Desna's clerics might know. And he immediately looks to you, Althea. Would you know what this means? And he reaches towards you with the note. Althea.
Yes, she'll. Do I?
I'll
take a look at it.
As you grab hold of it and pull it in your hands and look there at the top corner where part of it is ripped, you see a familiar symbol.
Mm-hmm.
It's a symbol you've seen many times. It's the symbol of your mentor.
This can only belong to one person.
I have her name written
Moonglow.
down. I can't find it. Yes, Moonglow.
It's Moonglow, yeah.
What's her first name?
I was pausing for dramatic effect. Oh, you want her first name? Alana.
Alana Moonglow. At the very top, there's a symbol that she uses to sign things. You've seen it many times, but there's no indication other than, wow, there's that symbol at the top corner. What does that mean? It's definitely hers. You see the symbol of the butterfly in the background, Desna's symbol, her avatar, and you see the personal signature of Alana Moonglow. Very curious. What does that mean to you, Althea? What's going through your head when you see that?
Well, first of all, she's wondering why, like, how is this even possible? I just saw her not too long ago. What does this truly mean? She left for another journey. She said Desna was leading her somewhere. Is this what Desna led her to? And is she trying to communicate back?
One thing you could attempt to do is use a recall knowledge thievery to detect if it's fake or if it's real.
Yeah.
So give me a blind thievery check as you look this over, because you more than anyone would be able to tell this. I'll apply a DC and a modifier. Go ahead and see if you notice anything just initially right off the bat.
I set something over blind, although Althea is not very good at discerning what is real, what a forgery even looks like.
I don't see anything. I don't see your roll. There, I saw it. Okay, I got it. Thank you.
Weird.
It's a forgery. You also notice that there's bits of blood in the actual etching. What that means, I don't know. You don't know.
Yeah,
But
she'll tell everybody. I'm not sure how we should take this. It has her sigil symbol on it, but I recognize it to be Alana's. But this doesn't sound like it would come from her. It looks forged.
Perhaps you should pay attention to what the message says, Gnome. It refers to the Sly One being resistant to magic. Could that refer to your friend, perhaps? She has yet to break. And if it continues, this torture, you imagine, she will die. Could it somehow pertain to your friend? Says this shadowy individual. All you know is that there's that, and then there's kind of like a reference to Moonglow with that kind of a signature, but it's not her actual signature. Whether it was intentionally being forged or just used as a reference, here's her name, put down that signature, that's it, who knows? Now, I should mention that as a follower of Desna, it's traditional, it's common practice to write in a script a holy script. Whenever you're writing, whether it's your name or you're signing something, there's always a religious twist on the normal literature, on the words. This is written, her name is written in a, like as if it's done with holy script. It isn't, she wouldn't sign a document like this. She would use this as a reference to Desna and her services and worship. That's what this is commonly used for. However, it looks like a forgery. So somebody is referring to her using this forged signature. Perhaps it's the only signature her torturers know her by, and that's what they're using here. Keeping in mind, there's bits of blood mixed in with this ink. Whatever that means, you don't know, but this is really, really unusual. So if it's referring to her, you don't know. If it is referring to her, she's been captured and she's being tortured. At least that's what it seems to be referring to.
Well, as all of this goes through her mind, then as she's kind of putting some pieces together, she's getting more worried.
Even more worrisome for you, Althea, is that the last paragraph says, the gnome, known as Thea, has yet to submit. She will not last long, nor her friends.
Yeah, she's assuming this is something to do with her dreams, too.
Right. Perhaps.
But yeah, she's definitely not silent through all of this. She's talking it out. Even in the presence of this new guy, which his name has already escaped me. What was his name again?
The Mist.
The Mist. How could I forget the Mist?
My name is not important right now.
I remembered the Jade Shackles, but the Mist. But yeah, even in his presence, it's like, we have to remain strong and diligent, and do not let your guard down, even in your sleep.
So, he speaks up once again. Mm-hmm. With this information before you, what do you make of it? Are you willing to help us because we can help you? We need your help overcoming this cult and finding what else or how else Belcora in this cult of Nimbaloth exists. It is a great threat, my friends, to more than just the Starstone Isle. I would ask of you and your friends, and he looks around the room at all of you, to come to Cheliax as soon as possible and help us. And with that, you will be helping your friends deep underground in the Gauntlet to overcome this Belcora. For her agents are far and wide, and I fear maybe, where you are now is just a distraction for what lies across the sea. Perhaps.
Nor can we just abandon our friends. They might need our help down there.
But perhaps.
But if Althea is in trouble, we must go.
Precisely my words, Goblin. If this is truly your friend, this moon glow you speak of, her life is in grave danger. See, I come to you because we are not familiar with this cult. We are not familiar with the workings of Belcora and Nimbaloth. This I admit. I was referred to you by Rin. You know more than we. So we look to you for help. We can provide you a ship that will take you to the mainland within 7 days. You don't have to put anything down. It will take you to Astenso, a port city in Cheliax. From there you will head north a couple days to a small village known as Bramble Hollow. It is there I will meet you again with my companion, and then we will talk details. It will save the lives of your friends, who are below the ground as well.
Well, you've gotten my attention, and I will do whatever it takes to protect Alana. If it is truly her down there, I will go with you, or I will meet you there.
Althea, I must tell you, I have history with that area.
What
Sheppy
could
is
you
known.
mean?
It's a long story. It's one of the reasons I'm here in Otari. But if I have to go help my friends, we'll go. But just know, Sheppy's past may come out when we go there.
You can tell
Oh.
me about it along the way.
Well, it seems you'll need me for some protection on this venture. But it's been a while since I've been on a boat.
And he looks over towards you, Agatha. And you, I can see you are touched by some curse. That is my guess. Can I see? Can I see your arm?
Agatha's gonna look over at Ren, unsure if she should or not.
Trust him, my dear. He is a good friend of mine and yours.
She's then gonna offer up her arm to them.
He looks down at the arm. He doesn't touch, but he looks. I could see the fresh markings. Is it painful, you say? That was a question.
Say the question one more time.
Is it painful? It would be. It is painful. It's burning your arm.
It feels like a fire is literally underneath my skin.
Yes. I know someone that might be able to help you. It's kind of out of the way, but it is on the mainland, in the Shining Kingdoms area. I know an elven wizard of quite some renown. He is a member of our group. He might be able to help you. I can see to it that you meet with him if you take up this charge and help us. And he looks to the rest of you. And I will add that you will not have to pay a single coin for the journey, at least by the ship. If you take this up, head north on Otari to Pier's End, a port city. It's there that you can look up a Captain Bartholomew. Mention my name, and you will be good. He will take you where you need to go, to Astenso, on the coast of Cheliax. And from there you could head to Bramble Hollow. An old inn and tavern is located there, called the Dancing Dryad Inn. That's where you can find me. Trust me, my friends, you would be saving the lives of all of your companions, all of Otari, Absalom, and perhaps even beyond. Belcora, it seems, is very powerful indeed. And as you guys ponder this, we're going to take an intermission.
Alrighty.
So, folks, we're going to go into intermission here. Everybody's going to take a little 5 to 10 minute break, discuss some things, and then we'll pick up with part 2, get underground with the Gauntlet crew, and we'll see what happens. So, folks, we'll be right back. back again. We're going to pick up with part 2 and finish off this leg of our adventure session tonight. We've got the heroes, the companions, hanging out with Bryn Savixi, this dude named the Mist. And they're all making plans to whoa, we're going to head to Cheliax, the homeland of Sheppy. What's going on with that? Poor Althea, she's under siege mentally in her dreams by this snake-like people, snakekin, serpent folk. All in the name of Belcora. How far does her evil stretch? Who knows? But it sounds dire indeed. And of course Agatha has a little hope for herself. This curse might be lifted after all. We'll get into the details of that as we go down this new route for the companions. So let's quickly pick up where we left off. We'll finish this out, and then we'll descend into the gauntlet and see what lies there for the other companions, including Carmen, Bjorn, Cypher, and Velafor, and the champion Lyra. So, my friends, do you agree to help me? You would be helping yourselves. I'll make final preparations if you agree. If you have any questions, ask me now. My time is limited.
I'll begin making my preparations. I'll meet you in Bramble Hollow.
Then it is settled. When you do reach Pier's End, be sure to mention them my name, but you will keep it to yourself. My name is Scalanus. Scalanus Nordwind. I shall see you all soon. I bid you farewell. And he slips behind the curtain that leads to the backyard where you've been before, where Bryn Savixi does her star gazing / reading. Well, it looks like that is settled then. And for you, my dear Agatha, there is hope indeed. I can give you this, it might help you, but I can do nothing else. I strongly recommend you take up Scalanus' advice for help. He does know many elven-kind wizards who would be of use to you. And she reaches behind her on the shelf and she grabs this little packet and she opens it, and it's this little gray powder inside. And she folds it and ties the top of it nice and tight. She spins it and she gives it to you. It might not seem like much, but take this with your tea. It will help alleviate the pains of whatever this curse is upon you. Do you take it?
She takes it.
Okay, make a note somewhere that you have that little pouch of gray powder taken with tea. If you have any questions, ask them now. And yes, I said Scalanus Nordwind.
Yeah, I heard you.
I'm glad somebody noticed.
I did. I think we all kind of silently did, and we just didn't say anything. I'm like,
The gray powder, what does that do?
Scalanus?
It is me. What was that, Dizzy?
What did you say, Dizzy? Yeah, I didn't mean to cut you off, sorry.
What does the gray powder do?
The gray powder you take with some tea. It will help alleviate the pain and suffering caused by whatever this curse might be. Just so you know, mechanically speaking, Agatha is suffering a curse. It makes her permanently stupefied 4, and fascinated. She also can't reach her maximum hit points when she heals. So she is suffering. This really cripples her with skills and particularly with spell casting ability. So she's in grave dire straits. On top of the fact that she's a vampire who can't be in direct sunlight or she dies. So keep that in mind. All right, so what I'd ask of you guys now is let's make some final commitments here toward your characters, what they're going to be doing. If you'd like to make any final preparations for them, take a note. If there's something you want to purchase in town, purchase it now. And you can begin your journey at daybreak if you wish, or whenever you want. How many days do you want to remain behind? Do you want to head out immediately or the next morning? I need to know that.
Agatha should be good. I've already got her marked off and everything.
Sheppy has one question for Scalanis before he leaves.
Okay. Kind of too late, but go ahead. He slipped out the back. He's gone.
Yeah. Wait, come back.
Scalanis, wait!
What did you have in mind?
He can even pull him to the side.
Well, he's not
This
even
could be
in
like a private...
He's not even in the room anymore. He left a long time ago.
All right.
But what did you want to ask?
I wanted to ask him about the Goblin Village. Has it been rebuilt?
Well, for you, just for fun, go ahead and make Kyle, make this roll for him. It's a society check. Give him a society check. Kind of a recall knowledge. It's going to be pretty easy for him, but go ahead and make it. Maybe he forgot. Ooh, do you want to use a hero point?
Sure.
You got a 3.
Mark it off for you.
Boy, this is not your thing.
No, it's not.
I will reveal to
I think
you.
it would be like common knowledge, though.
Yeah, it's all just for fun. For you, though, let me refer to my reference here real quick. You do know, and we'll get into details of this when we pick up this story as we play out things here, but you do know that the Bramble Hollow, you don't recognize the name of the village, but you do recognize Estenso. You know where that is. It's basically you pass through there to get to where you are now. Where the hell is Starstone or Cheliax? 96, page 96. You do know about the Whisperwood. You also know that the Whisperwood, which is where you came from, you're one of the goblin clans that dwelt there. Your ancestors fought in the Goblin Blood Wars, which, for those who don't know, the Goblin Blood Wars are one of the reasons why we have goblins in normal society today. It was because of what happened in Cheliax in the Goblin Blood Wars. A little bit of lore for you. So, Sheppy, you're totally familiar with this. And your clan being near the Whisperwood, and you assume where the Bramble Hollow village is located, close to this woods. If I didn't say it before, it is close to a very heavy wooded area, which it would have to be the Whisperwood. So you kind of get a feel for where this place is. It's heading towards that river up there. What's it called? Well, again, these are details we'll get to when we get there. But you're familiar with the area.
All right.
As is your clan. When I say clan, I mean your family. Your big, extended family. So, yeah. It should be fun for you. So if you want to make any preparations, You can make notes of that, and I just need to know one thing. When are you heading out? It's afternoon right
Well,
now.
Sounds like we gotta go right away if it's gonna take a week to get there.
Yeah, I don't think we had any issues with staying behind. Like, we were all ready to go, right?
I gotta
Yep.
hit the merchant real quick, and then we can book it.
Okay.
All right.
So what I'll do is I'll give you time before the next session with these guys. Buy whatever you want here in Otari before you head out on your journey. Okay? Now it's about a day or so journey to the north, maybe a couple days journey to the north, to this pier's end, which you should make good time traveling by road, grabbing a caravan, maybe even horses. You know, whatever is provided to you by Rin and this Scalanus character. We'll see. But we'll get into that in the next session with these guys, okay? So we're all good. Any questions?
Yep. Oh,
Nope.
yeah.
Okay. And as the afternoon carries on and the companions go their ways, gathering some supplies, maps, asking questions and directions, they prepare themselves for the next leg of their journey. Curious what their friends might be up to, perhaps they should leave a message behind. Maybe Rin will take care of it. We shall see. But in the meantime, we're going to move on to the other companions. The ones who are deep underground. Facing demonic hordes. And we're going to start off with the combat. Cypher had just opened a room. Sticking to the shadows, she peers down this long corridor, doors on each side. Peering inside these rooms, well, you can't really peer in them. That one door is closed there. Locked, in fact. You see these creatures you've seen once before. Very familiar looking creatures. Wouldn't you say, Bjorn? Maybe not to Bjorn, but maybe to Arthurian.
Oh yeah, to Arthurian, definitely.
Yeah, we'll leave it at that. First up in the round, and we are in combat. We're going to start with Bjorn. You're up first.
I think you gotta put me on the map.
Oh, yes, oh, yes, oh, yes. Let's not forget Valifor. All right, Valifor, here's what's going on. You're just following up behind your friends. You're way down the hallway. Right here. Let me make you visible. You see the glow of light in this big chamber. You were preparing yourself for this battle, but somehow managed to find yourself lost in the shadows. You hear your friends to the northwest. Okay, I'm going to put you in the combat. I'm going to roll your initiative. You have a nice solid 20. All right. Do you see his location, Bjorn?
Yeah, I got it.
All right, so you'll take actions from there. Bjorn, you're up first.
Okay. No, I do have that glaive in my hand. So Bjorn's going to kind of push past Cypher. And actually going to take 2 move actions. To get up to here as Bjorn sort of sprints past Cypher. Trying to get ahead of her. And this glaive does have reach.
Mm-hmm.
So I will then target that guy. And yeah, Bjorn just sort of bolts past Cypher, glaive in hand, uh, as he pivots and swings it.
Foul creature! You hear them as you approach in Undercommon, Bjorn. Kill the intruders!
Not if I kill you first. That's a hit.
I'd like to parry.
I know, right? Like I was waiting on you.
Dodge. Inside joke for us Drakdamaner players.
Yes, sir. I would like to parry. But that's going to be 13 points of slashing damage to that guy.
Okay, let me check real quick. Blah-ba-da-da-da. Ooh. Wow. Okay, it's 13 points. Bump. Ah! You lop off one of its little spiky bits in the back. You come down with the glaive.
All right,
next up is going to be this creature. Okay, let me see what that's going to do. Okay. Whoops. You're not supposed to see that. You can't see that, right? No.
no.
All right. All right. Next, the creatures. All right. Let's see. This one here will go first. Let me see what they can do. Blah, 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 blah. All right. This creature here rushes towards you and strikes at you with a vicious series of claw attacks, Bjorn. 28. That's a hit.
Not correct.
Okay, that's normal damage. Okay, that's going to be 11 points of slashing. You fought these guys before, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
All right, I'll make these public then. Okay. So it's going to attack one more time. Technically it did a step, and then it attacked. Now it's going to attack a second time. To avoid your attack of opportunity, since you have reach. So second attack with the claw.
Miss.
Miss. Let me click on this and target you. All right, the next one. This one over here, he doesn't move. Instead, he thrusts at you from its body and its arms. All these needles come flying at you, almost exploding in your direction. It's going to be a
by
hit.
one.
Damage. Maybe I should let you put it on so we don't both do it.
Okay.
The damage was 8 points. Let me see. Anything special? No. Oh, it's got a reaction. Okay. And it's going to do it again. Another needler shot.
No.
Misses. Okay, what has it got for... Okay. It starts to move quite rapidly up the side of the wall, which is about 10 feet up. So it's 10 feet off the ground. Let me put that in there. And it begins to move along the wall. Now, it doesn't realize it, but you can actually reach it when it... Even before it gets there. You can use an attack of opportunity if you wish.
I will.
He's just within range.
Retarget that guy.
As it's attempting to get over your head and behind you.
That's a critical hit.
Critical hit. Let's see what you get with that glaive.
Gonna be 18 points of slashing.
Not bad. Not bad. Let's see, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. And... yeah, it's clinging to the ceiling above you. You can still reach it. It cannot reach you. So actually, let me bring him down 5 feet. So he's 5 feet up the wall. He's coming down the wall.
Gotcha, okay.
Oh, it didn't work. 5, hit enter. There it is, now recorded. Okay, the next one. Use your attack of opportunity, so that's gone until the start of your next turn. It's going to attack with the claw. You're being swarmed. 29, that's a hit.
Hit. Not critical.
9 points slashing. It's going to continue moving. Getting near Cypher. Finally, there's one more. This one here. Going to move 10 feet up the wall onto the ceiling. 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45. And drops to the ground. 45, 50, 55. So he spent 2 actions to get in front of you, Cypher. It's going to spend its last action attacking with a claw. This nasty-looking creature drops down in front of you. There's another one above him on the surface of the ceiling coming down towards you. Only this one can attack. Ignore that. Let me target Cypher. And let's re-roll that attack.
Oh.
Yes, yes, yes. That's gonna
Good.
be a miss. Damn it, Tomat. Lyra, you're up.
Okay. She's gonna move up.
This guy's got a reaction. Takes an action to open the door.
Alright, so that's one action. Already moved up, that's 2. So my final action is going to be gonna lay into the one in front of her.
Is your weapon two-handed?
It It is.
So to open the door, you got to use a hand to open the door. You're going to spend another action to change your grip again, back to 2 hands. And then you got one final... I'll let you make an attack.
I'll remember that next time. Sorry about that.
The gripping, changing grip stuff and opening... It's they're actions. I can't say they're not. So it takes time to do all this stuff.
Does 25 hit?
25 does hit. It's normal.
They take 12 points of damage. 6 is going to be of light.
Ooh, let me see. Any immunities here? Blah, 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 blah. What is it? Positive?
Yep.
This guy's got a lot of stuff. Nah, you're good. So 12? Ah, it burns, says an undercommon. Okay, we're gonna go to Karma. The screams of battle are getting louder in front of you. Your friends are engaged with strange creatures.
I'm gonna take a step close to the door here as an action. And then I'm gonna cast, gather some energy into my hands and shoot far into the room, aiming for Bjorn, my last heal.
I'm actually okay for right now if you want to save that.
No, this will top you off because it's not gonna be like a lot. And then we have the plans anyway. Besides, I can't get in the room. Which one was it? This one. So to Bjorn. There we go. Thank you.
Back to full. Thank you kindly, Missy.
Yep, you got it. And then that's it. That's my whole turn.
Can't hear you, Fritz.
I said, you're muted. Jesse, what would you like to do? You're up.
Okay, I'm gonna move as quickly as I can to get up there.
Halash.
If I could move faster, I would.
Don't go diagonal, Kyle. Yeah, because that's rubble there.
Okay. We'll just run up.
Space bar. It's 20 feet.
So
25.
there's one action. It's going to take you another... Yeah, Jess, it's going to take you all 3 to get here.
That's fine.
That's when charge comes in handy.
Yeah.
Yep.
Nobody to reach, though. Cypher, you're up last again.
That's okay. I want to get out of here.
Get me out of here.
Yeah, I guess both doors are open, so. She takes a step backwards, almost running into Karma. It's okay. Yeah, there's some room for you right there. This is all a little too close for comfort. Then she casts Inspire Courage, and she sings her songs and dances. And then she'll cast Shield.
You say you were casting Inspire Courage?
Yes. So don't forget to add that, everybody. I will put it in the chat. There you go. And my range does reach everybody.
Gotcha. Thank you. Prince, I can't hear you.
On your combat tracker, at the top of it, where it says encounter,
Yes.
do you see an area that says threat and award?
Oh,
Negative.
no.
Well, this is cool because I can see it. It gives me the threat level of this encounter and the award in XP based on a party of
That's-
5 characters.
That's a very nice feature.
It must be linked to my other module that calculates XP. Because how does it know that? Well, maybe not. Maybe it's just looking at the party levels. It knows your levels, how many, and it's figuring it itself. That's pretty cool. Anyway, Bjorn, you're up. Round 2.
Gonna lay into the one that's in front of me as he sort of pivots around from attacking the one that's up, that just flew up over top of his head. He'll then pivot and bring the glaive down. That's a critical hit.
Okay.
Would you like to parry or dodge?
Which
That's
target? The one behind you? He's on the ground.
No, the one up top.
Okay.
He's going to take 20 points of slashing damage.
Cut into it.
And then I'm going to pivot with the butt spike of the weapon, and I'm going to attempt to pierce that guy. Because he's within my range, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
I will hero point that. Let me use the right modifier. That's a hit.
That's a hit.
It'll be 15 points of slashing on the one that's behind me, still 5 feet up on the wall.
Yep.
And if you all could see this, Bjorn is very, very nimble with this as compared to the long sword that he's very, aggressive and up close. He's very nimble with this. And then for my last action, I'm going to use Battle Prayer on the one back here. So I need to roll a religion. Against target's will DC.
So you begin reciting scriptures, Via Mode, at your foe, far behind you.
Yes, sir.
Make your check, and he's got to make what is it now? You're rolling against his will DC?
Yes, sir.
Oh. And you got yourself a success.
So I do a 1d6 good damage to that creature. As Bjorn pivots and you see the light of the end of his glaive light up, and he extends it to the heavens before, after about a split second, a plume of light just wraps itself around that creature.
So there is no more good damage in the game. I don't know if this has been remastered or not. I don't know. So when it comes to immunities and stuff, I don't know what to look for. I'm going to assume it still applies. If it's an evil creature, right?
Well, I have to choose the alignment that I'm doing. So
Yeah.
in this case, I choose good damage.
I don't know exactly what this does. I don't get it. Is it like the spell?
It's not really a
Divine
spell.
Lance? I know it's not a spell, but is it like it in effect? Because with
Kind of like it, yeah.
with the spell, it'll do good damage to creatures that are evil alignment. Or evil damage to creatures that are good alignment. You call out the one you're using. Good. So it only do damage against evil creatures.
Correct.
So in this case, you're doing good damage against what?
This creature, if it failed to save. Because I have to roll the religion against its will DC on the effects.
Your choice must match one of your deity's alignment components. Yes, this action has the trait corresponding to the chosen alignment. Okay. Attempt a religion check against the will DC of a foe within 30 feet. It just says foe. The foe is then temporarily immune to battle prayers for your deity for 1 day. I guess it just does good damage. So if the target was like a lawful good paladin and you used good damage on him, it's going to affect him?
No.
Where does it say it doesn't?
I mean, it's good damage, and he's lawful good, so I would imagine that it wouldn't.
Well, it's not referencing that spell at all. So I don't know. It could be in the rules under damage, alignment damage. It might say something, and maybe that's where it's clarified. Like it does damage to the opposite alignment like the spell does. Maybe that's just basically how it works. Under damage types. I'd have to look up damage types. Damage types. Physical damage, energy damage, mental, poison, bleed, precision, alignment damage. Weapons and effects keyed to a particular alignment can deal chaotic, evil, good, or lawful damage. These damage types apply only to creatures that have the opposing alignment trait. Chaotic damage harms only lawful creatures, evil damage harms only good creatures, good damage harms only evil creatures, and lawful damage harms only chaotic. Alright, so in that case, this has no effect on the creatures whatsoever.
Okay.
Alright. So it does work like the spell. Alright. They don't seem to be affected by your prayers. It ignores you.
Well, that's all I got.
Alright. Next is... You hear this strange flapping above your head. Bellafor, suddenly, from behind you, you feel a vicious bite. Mandibles. Ah!
That's a mess.
You are flat-footed. You're off guard because you're being attacked by something that is invisible.
Great.
So you are hit, and you will do extra. It will do extra damage on you. Sneak attack damage in this case. Plus, you're going to have to make a fortitude save. 7 points of piercing and evil damage combined. On top of that, you're going to take D6 precision. So an additional 3 points of precision. So 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 points of damage. Plus I need you to make a check.
Fortitude.
I believe so. Go ahead and make it.
Public or blind?
I don't care.
Would you like to hero point that Bellafor? Never mind, you don't have hero point.
I'm always trying to get you guys to drain them. And yes, that was a DC 18 fortitude save. You just failed. Okay. Let's leave that one alone for now as I make down a little note.
Would I be able to use reactive step for him?
It's kind of too late. He just took his damage. 10 points.
Damn it.
Gotta be on your toes, champion. Be on your toes.
I know I failed in that.
No worries.
Sorry on that one, Bubby. That was my bad on the bad roll, Bubby. I apologize.
All right. Sneak attack taken care of. Okay, this creature
You're
is
good.
done. Let me see. Go ahead and... well, it's me again. I think this is revealed. His invisibility. Let me look real quick. Alright, so the spell ends, so this creature is revealed. He's right here. There he appears, cackling to himself with a slithering tongue whipping about his eyes and his cheeks. Hiss! Flap, 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 flap. Did you see him?
Okay.
That is horrifying.
You're welcome. Next, we're going to go to these
There's my bug
Dreshkins.
sweat.
Alright, we're going to start with you, Dizzy, the one right in
And a
front of you.
different character. It's my fighter that I made.
Claw!
Carries a big axe.
19. Your armor class is
Got it.
25. It missed.
I love two-handed weapons. Yeah, that's what I just said to myself, Kyle.
Critical miss. Damn it. Yep, that ain't gonna happen. This creature right here moves forward. Let me see, is it above the ground? No, it's not. It's going to attack Dreskin. Sorry, it's going to attack Karma. Mandibles. Or claws, rather. Miss. Ah, not this again. Terrible. Do I hear laughter?
No.
You laughing
Not
at
by
me,
me.
Dizzy. It's the GM's turn. Yeah. Fantastic.
What was
Okay, I had to laugh at that one.
You're welcome.
Yeah, I was laughing, but I was muted.
Make yourself flat-footed, Bjorn. Before I get mad. You're gonna be attacked.
Sorry, y'all.
Did it move?
There's two of them, one behind you and one in front of you.
I have one's 5 foot up the wall.
Doesn't matter. You're flat-footed. How is that any different? I'm getting upset. All right, here it comes. Strikes. Not that it's going to matter.
No.
We'll take this one then.
No.
Okay. Bastards. Ah!
Hey, Felly. No.
No. Okay, so... All right, I don't dare pull back. Well, you had your turn. You didn't use your reaction, though, so you do have your attack. All right, so he's just going to... He's going to 5-foot step down to the ground. And then he's going to attack you. The one behind you. Miss.
No.
Ah! 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, that's it.
Those last two were against Lyra.
Huh?
But those last
They're
two
supposed to
were
be
against
Bjorn.
it.
Yeah.
Well, if they didn't hit you, they certainly didn't hit Bjorn. Even though he's flat-footed, I don't know if it makes a difference. Let me take a look. 25, 23 if you're flat-footed. Yeah.
Yeah, those two 23s would have hit.
Good catch. Good catch. 4 points. Let me roll another one here. So 9 and 8. All right. Good catch, Karma. Larry, you're next.
All right.
I've got a targeting on a bunch of people here.
He's going to take one swing at the one that's beside her, not in front of her. Here, pointing that.
Mm-hmm.
Subtract that. Come on. $36.
Nice. That's critical.
$32 for them is going to be a positive damage.
So which one is this?
It's going to be the one beside her and not in front of her. Yep.
Okay. Ah, that was a gruesome hit.
Now she's going to turn attention to the one in the front of her and take a swing at that one. Does 19 hit?
Nope. I need a 20.
Gonna hear point that one. Come on.
Let me see this reaction it has.
26.
Guys, I don't mean to interrupt, but I gotta go.
All right, we'll be
I mean,
here.
I'm gonna go.
We'll be here.
Yeah.
All right. See you.
Drive safe.
Does 26 hit?
This This is interesting. 26, yes. Normal.
11 points with 3 of them positive damage.
Okay.
And then for the last one, she's going to turn to the one on her side and not in front of her and take one more swing at it.
Nope.
End of her turn then.
Okay, so you're whipping about here. You're using that elven curve blade, which has forceful.
Mm-hmm.
Do extra damage. Succeeding attacks. Okay, we're going to go to Karma.
All right. Am I within 5 feet of Lyra? With touch, I could touch her, like shoulder, if I wanted to.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Then, in that case, I'd like to use runic weapon, and on the blade she's using.
Oh. Hold on. The weapon glimmers with magic as temporary runes carved on its length. The target becomes a +1 striking weapon, gaining +1 item bonus to attacks. Weapon damage dice. Concentrate, manipulate, divine transmutation. Blah, blah, blah. Range touch. One weapon that is unattended or wielded by a willing creature. Are you willing, Lyra?
Yep.
As she comes up behind you. Lyra, let me touch your weapon. By Amode's grace. Iamode.
Yeah, she'll pray over the weapon really quick, and you'll see it kind of glow and a shimmer, a golden color. And then with her last action, she's gonna turn to the creature in front of her with a angry stare, and she's gonna try to stab it really hard with her longsword.
That's an awesome spell.
Yes, it's one of my favorites. I'm glad that you took that one.
I love it. So I do that, and then I do this. Public. 22.
22. Armor class is 20.
Awesome. So 18 points of damage. Slashing.
I curse upon you. It says in Undercommon. Buggly buggly. Okay, we're going to go to Valafor. Go ahead, Kyle.
Valifor's going to attempt. He's going to already have his axe gripped, obviously, but he's going to. Once this creature bites him, he's just going to turn and start swinging at the creature.
Okay, go for it. Armor class 20. Let's see if we can do it.
That's critical.
No. Curse you and your kind.
That's 20 points slashing damage on the first one.
Boy, that cut deep. Holy chihuahua.
He's then going to do it again.
You will pay
It
for
missed.
this. That
Let's see if that
is
was-
a miss. By 3. I think he gets bonus damage, doesn't he? Because this creature damaged him?
Oh, yes, that's right. And I can't use that because that's a press. So that would be a +2, I believe.
2 more
Is the
points of damage?
retribution axe?
2 more points of damage?
Yes, sir.
Ah! Okay, it's badly injured.
You can add +2 circumstance bonus to the next damage roll you made against the creature.
Okay.
Why not? He's just going to try for his last action. He's going to try to grapple this thing,
Oh, shit. It's flying,
hunt it or something.
but it's okay. You can grapple him. Just a little guy. He's small.
That would be an athletics, correct?
Yeah.
$28.
28. That's critical success. That is going to be... What is that going to be with a grapple? Critical
I think it adds the
success.
restraint. I think it adds the restraint condition as well.
Yeah. Fate. Gotta use that more often. Critical success. Your opponent is restrained until the end of your next turn, unless you move or your opponent escapes. So restrained. That's even tougher to deal with. You got this little guy restrained.
Yep, he's clutching that pygmy as he's got kind of a headlock up underneath his left arm.
Wrong one. Restrained. You're tied up so you can barely move, or a creature has you pinned. You have the flat-footed and immobilized conditions, and you can't use any action with the attack or manipulate traits except attempt to escape or force open your bonds. So you've got it completely restrained. Ouch.
Got it locked down.
Let me put the token on it. Let's see. Restrained. PQR. Restrained. There it is. Chains. Yeah, you got him. Casio! Does Valafor speak Undercommon?
No.
Let me see.
Common and Draconic is all Valafor speak.
Well, it's not speaking Undercommon. It's speaking in something you cannot understand at all. It's a very demonic language. Okay, anything else?
Nope, he's done.
Okay, we're going to go to Cypher.
She's gonna cast Produce Flame on that monstrous-looking creature in front of Karma.
You guys are getting surrounded.
I'll re-roll that.
Horrible dice tonight.
Yeah. Oh, wow. You're telling me. What a waste. And you know what? I'm going to quick draw and crack the whip at the restrained bug-like creature. Hold it still. Trust me, this won't end badly.
Here, I'll expose his face. Slap him.
Alright, well, that was my turn.
Alright, no critical, so
You're
it
supposed to whip him, not me.
barely
Wow,
missed
that was
everybody.
a terrible round, or terrible turn. Alright. No criticals, misses.
Bjorn, you're
Could
up.
be worse.
Gonna keep fighting that fight up here. I'm going to attempt to pierce through the creature up north of me. So that's called sign for piercing. That's critical hit.
Critical hit.
Don't forget to remove the Inspired Courage, because I didn't do it this last round.
Yep, I got you. It's going to be 38 points of piercing damage to the one in front of me.
Next.
And then I'm going to attempt to catch this one behind me with a backswing.
Uh-oh.
Here we go.
You're no longer off guard?
That's a critical hit.
Man, you are a whirlwind tonight.
This will be 28 points of slashing.
Almost.
Should I do it, guys? Should I try the third?
Yeah, sure, go ahead.
Alright, let's try the hat trick. Not good enough.
Nope.
Nope, don't have any hero points. That's it for me.
What is the escape check again?
It's probably like, and it can be an unarmed attack or athletics, I think, to whatever it was that originally got them in that position.
Against the DC of what?
Typically, says you can attempt to escape from being grappled, restrained, or immobilized, yada yada yada. Attempt to check using your unarmed attack modifier against the DC of the effect. This is simply the athletics DC of the creature. Valvor's athletics DC is 25.
Woof. 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 Nope.
Close. Closer.
Nope.
Nope.
You've got it held. As it tries to get away and break free from your grasp. It's time for the creatures. All that remains. The one behind you, Bjorn, lashes at you with claws once again. 15 is a failure. Let me target you.
Yeah, that's critical miss.
Ooh, 29. 29 against Lyra. 25. This is a hit. It would be a critical hit against Lyra.
Yes.
22 points. Piercing, slashing damage on Lyra. It's this one in front of you. It's got one more attack. Nope, failed. Alright. This one is going to attack Karma. See, I gotta remember to untarget Lyra because it keeps them both targeted. Alright, so against Karma, you're gonna take some claws. 33.
Reactive step on her.
Alright, wait till the damage happens.
Okay.
25, that's going to be critical hit. We're going to subtract how much from this?
That would be. Let me look.
It's your level plus something. 2? 1?
2. So she would negate 9.
Yeah, it's 2 plus your level. It's liberating step, not reactive step. Why am I saying reactive?
So 23 points of damage on Karma. You got that, Karma?
Yep.
Minus 23 from your 78. There you go. Let's get one more attack. Critical miss. And that's all of them. We're going to go to Lyra.
All right. She's gonna lean to the one beside her. "23, and she has the runic weapon on her.
It's a hit. Normal. Armor class
Hit.
is 20.
22 with 5 points of positive damage.
You killed it.
Now she's gonna turn to the one in front of her, and she's gonna lay into it.
So
28.
That is a hit. Not critical. This one's got more health to it. 18 points.
18.
Nice one. Nice one.
And the last ability she's gonna use, she's gonna lay into it one more time.
Okay. Armor class 20. I love that elven blade.
17.
Missed.
And that'll be it for her.
Karma, you're up. Creature that struck you is now dead in front of you.
Karma, if you're talking, we can't hear you.
Definitely was talking. I'm gonna hit that creature there with a strike. $34.
Rich, I think you hit the mute button.
It's going to be an 18 armor class, so you hit it.
18. Okay.
That's a critical hit.
Oh, it's a critical. Oops.
So 24 points. Doubled. It's 24.
Okay.
That finishes it off. Describe how you kill this fiend that's being restrained, this devilish flying creature. Well, it's flying no more. Well, it's being held by Valafor. You slay it. Describe the kill.
Okay. I walk up to it. My eyes are seething in just disgusted by this demonic abomination creature, and she takes her long sword and she barrels it down from above on it, trying to impale it.
And it sinks deep into its skull cranium through the eye. Give yourself a hero point for that. Awesome.
Thanks.
I think that's it for Karma. Does she have any more?
That was one attack
Yeah?
and one move. So I'll just I'll use a cantrip. I'll use guidance on Palafor.
Okay, Kyle, drag
Yeah.
it. Drag that guidance on there, both of them. Immunity and guidance. Okay,
Got
done. Gonna go to Valafor.
Yeah, Valafor's going to step in and target the one in front of Lyra.
La 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 Lyra.
Brett, it says that Valafor is sickened too. Should that be the case?
What was he?
Wasn't he attacked by that flying creature?
Yeah. It didn't. That was just a check, though. It didn't have an immediate effect on him, so I don't know what that sickened is from. Get rid of it because
I think it's been there the whole time.
yeah, he's been sick
And
all
same
this
with
time.
the
Oopsies.
card, I believe. Okay. You want me to get rid of his off guard as well, since he's no longer being threatened by the creature? Gotcha. Alright, he's going to lay into the one that's in front of Lyra, or very impatiently, brashly, I might say. That's critical.
That's critical hit against the 20.
20 points of slashing damage.
Not quite. It's near death, though. As is
He's
the
going
other
to give
one.
it another. He's going to pivot and spin around and try to catch it with the backswing. He's aiming for the head. That's a normal.
Normies. This should do it.
17 points slashing damage.
Describe the kill, Falafor.
As he hit it once with a strike, seeing how it was kind of toppling over and its lightning was starting to fade, he pivots around and catches it with a backswing that cleaves the head clean off of it. The head goes flying down the hallway as Lyra and Malifor just baptized with this gore.
And as you do so, the eyes look particularly wide as they fade out of sight into darkness. Give yourself a hero point, Belafar.
And last action, he's going to move up.
Okay, that'll make the creature off guard. Off guard. We're going to go to Cypher. There's a creature off guard ahead. What do you do?
She's gonna give everything a second try because
Here comes the whip.
it didn't quite work out the way she had planned.
Give it the
She's going to target the one in front of Valfor. She's a little too far for the whip, and she's not willing to enter that hallway, but she's just within range to re-attempt her flame attack.
Okay, it's going to have a little armor class boost.
Alright, so
Belfor's a big
26.
boy. 26, that is a hit. Yeah, it's almost a critical. Almost. 15, describe how you burn this thing to death and beyond.
So through her musical talents, she conjures up this flame, and it burns so hot. Valfor begins to sweat, and the mechanical contraptions that are sticking out of its back glow red hot, and it just kind of burns and melts his flesh until he's just a puddle.
And that's it.
And that's it.
And then there's silence once again as the sound of battle dissipates with magical singeing and burning. The creatures are no more. To your left, Karma, you see this creature, this vile, demonic creature. It makes you want to retch looking upon its carcass. It felt good to pierce its skull with that sword in the name of honor and glory. Iamode Supreme. Give me a perception check.
Okay.
Normally blind, but it doesn't matter. Go ahead and roll it. There is something wrapped around its neck like some type of jewel. A jewelry piece. What are the rest of you doing? As the dust has settled.
Valfor is going to be, kind of searching the bodies.
Taking a look around at the bodies, poking them and shifting them about. They're these creatures with the many arms on their backs and stuff. They don't have any weapons. They don't have anything of interest on them. They're covered in gore and cuts. Nothing of value lies on the bodies. However, as Karma stares over this one flying creature, you do notice something. It has something around its neck. It looks like a necklace. One looks like there's an object on it. It looks like a key. Another little
Yes,
object.
that's-
Looks like some type of stone fragment.
I'll pick up the necklace and the fragment, or the necklace rather, and I'll show it to Cypher and be like, "Does this look like something we should keep around?"
Look in your inventory and you'll see both objects that are on this. Well, they're separate objects. You can disconnect them from the necklace, but you take the necklace and it's in your inventory right now. So let me. You can identify one of them. Let me do something real quick here. Let me grab a little chest, a little trunk. Let me drag that to the map here. Plunk. And let me go back to Karma. Let me go to her inventory. And let me drag them to the trunk. Oh no. That's not it. Where did it go? Where is the little shard? Oh, there it is. There. If you open that trunk, I think you guys can see it, right? The little trunk?
Yep,
Yeah.
that's it.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, you can see what's in there. There's an unusual object and there's a fragment. You can identify that easily as the item described by the small imp creature. You need these to open the gate beyond the portal to the west. You got yourself a freaking fragment. So whoever wants to carry that, you need 4 of them at least. Drag it to your character sheet. The other item looks like a key. Do you want to examine it?
Yeah, love to. Would I roll to take a look at it?
No.
Oh.
Here's what I will reveal it.
Gotcha.
So does anybody want this stuff?
Go for it. You want to pick them up, hold on to them?
I guess, Larry will take the fragment.
Okay, what about the key?
That's up for whoever.
Bjorn will take the key after
you
he
go.
gets done patching up Lyra.
Step forward and grab that freaking key.
Probably best if I don't hold anything if I'm going to be out for 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Otherwise, Cypher probably would have been like, yoink, this looks cool. This is why I came down here, but everybody's stealing all the good stuff. All these weird weapons. Who has use for these? Definitely not me.
Mere toys. Silliness.
Yes.
And then he's going to move down and do a medicine on Karma.
We're going to end this session here in a second.
There you go, Carmi. Get 14 back.
Yeah.
Party level 7, party size 5, calculate. Let me see. Now the reward is different here.
Yeah, when I use the calculate app, like it always feels like it gives so much experience. I'm like, but they defeated it so easily, and it's like, yeah, award them 500 XP, and I'm like, I
Right.
don't know about that.
For everybody that's on the map here, these 5 characters, give yourself 86 experience points. That's for the encounter, the combat, and playing so well tonight. So you got 86. So figure that out mathematically, and everybody should have the same. Now the guys up in Otari, I'm going to give you different experience points.
I have 415 in total.
Same.
Yep.
Yep.
I'll get Vala 4. 4, 1, 5.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And did Bjorn treat his own wounds yet?
I don't know.
No, I just did one for Diz and one for Carmi.
Alright. Then Cypher's going to attempt to heal up yours. She's not as good, but sure, why not? Since everyone's kind of busy picking out of the chest or looting the bodies.
Terrible.
Hey,
So that's just 2d8. Because I am not expert. 5. Well,
Hey,
you feeling
I'll take
better, Bjorn?
We were planning on sleeping soon, as far as I remember, anyway. If I recall.
Yeah, it was something like that.
Yes,
Right.
thank you. It will do for now.
All right. So, with that taken into account, give me one idea here of what you're going to do next. We're going to end the session, but just give me an idea what you're going to do at this point. Move forward, check the doors, anything?
I believe we're going to back out, get some rest so that everybody can regain their spells, and then start hunting the demon that's on the upper level.
All right. So this.
Yeah, we were only going to go that way to find basically what we just found. So
Mhm.
heading back, we shall go.
Okay. So where do you want to move to?
Ideally back to the safe room.
Oh, you mean up on the other level? Okay. So you're getting the hell out of here. All right. Well,
Yeah,
in
'cause
that
the other
case.
things on the level above. Yeah.
Because then we can hunt the demon that's up there and get the fragment from up there, and then we got one. We only need 3 more.
All right. So go ahead and move south. Bjorn. You hear them to the south as you get closer to the beaming light. You hear familiar sounds of the creatures you just fought, but you hear something else, something big in the chamber. And beyond the red glow, you can see their images moving back and forth, coming out of the chamber to the south. Creatures you've seen before, Bjorn. This big fella.
Oh, he's going to be a party.
It's like they're lingering around there, and as you open the door and enter this corridor, they're looking right at you. So, that's where we're going to pick up the next little combat. So, everybody else, move yourself to where you would be in relation to Bjorn at this stage, and that's where we're going to end it.
Mhm.
Not being so cautious, are you? Thought it was going to be easy, didn't you? That's another walkover.
No, because he's the one that Rocky Balboa'd me the last time. I want revenge.
Yes, you do. Let's move Cypher up there a little bit. She's a little too far beyond. Bunk. There you are.
Sorry, I was writing a note because we didn't look through those rooms,
Mm-hmm.
and on my map, the doors are open, so I'm like, oh, geez, if we come back, I'm going to take the open doors as a sign that we've visited when we did not.
It should have it should show that you've been through here. If the tokens move through the area, it'll always be lit up kind of light gray to show you've been through it already. Been through it already.
Yeah. So since the doors are open, when I was healing Valifor, I did look into it just naturally by viewing. So I haven't like actually been inside, even though it looks like I have. Anyways, I'm running, catching up.
Okay, so we're gonna end our session here. We'll do our little outros, but when we get back together next Sunday, we'll pick up this combat here. I'll talk to you, Cypher, about where you want your character to be, because you're going to be in downtime for a couple weeks. So we gotta get that figured, what Cypher's going to be up to. And yeah, the guys on the surface in Otari are going to get some XP as well. I'll figure that out later. But they're going to get some XP for fantastic role play. And that's our session. So let's do our outros. Bjorn, you're up first. Kyle?
Yes, sir. I had an absolute blast as always. First try with the glaive, and it put in work. I was really surprised. I was really kind of going into this thinking that since I spec'd in swords, I was only going to be useful in swords, and that was not the case. I was just as effective, a little bit less damage, but I was just as effective with that glaive as I was with anything else. So I'm enjoying that. Plus, it was good to get on Arthurian again. Get to see what he's been doing. Get to go on a journey now with him. Get to quest stuff a bit.
Yeah, that'll be fun.
I had a blast.
Good. Iron Man, hello guys. How you doing, Iron Man? We've got Karma, you're up next. What'd you think tonight?
Me? I had a great night. It's a bit loud here, but
Okay.
yeah, I had a really great night, and I can't wait to see what happens with the other characters coming up next time.
Yeah, good fun. You did spectacular. Good role play. You really got into it tonight. I liked it.
Thank you.
You're welcome. We've got Rachel. Let's get to Rachel. Rachel.
Yeah, I had a great time tonight. It was definitely interesting, to say the least, to get back into the old characters. You know, I was kind of set on like, oh yeah, Althea's gone forever. So it was weird to open up her character sheet and just kind of try to remember like, oh yeah, that's what she has. Oh, those are her skills, spells, and etc. And just trying to get back into character with her because she's so different from Cypher, where Cypher's just like, yeah, whatever, let's do this. And Althea was more like, okay, so how does everyone feel? All right, let's do this together.
Couldn't let Althea go. She's too good.
So it's very different. And it's going to be interesting to see where they go. They've got steps, a whole task set of tasks to do just to get to the dancing dryad, right? Mm-hmm. So we'll see how well remember, how well I can interpret my notes that I made.
Lots of scribbles.
I wrote down the steps, so I think we'll be okay. It's just, if not, we'll stop and ask for directions. Hi, do you know Scalanis?
Yeah,
that'll go well.
Carpet service. He'll help you out.
Yeah. It's like a chain store. There's one in every town.
Yeah.
Everything. I think it was a pretty good session.
Excellent. Pretty good, folks. Did you hear that? Pretty good.
Pretty good.
Thanks for that. And we're gonna go to Dizzy.
Well, tonight definitely was something I wasn't quite planning for, as I got to play dual characters. Took me a moment to shift from one character to another, as I was still in one mindset. But tonight was definitely good.
Things will be revealed as we go along. See, your character is a special character because it's not a typical PC I'd have a player running in my campaign, which I'm not. Your vampire character is actually an NPC, so it plays a bigger role in the story than maybe you're prepared for or thought of. So there's a lot going into her character that's beyond your control, so to speak. But you wanted to play a vampire, and you're doing so. You're doing it. We'll see where it goes. It should be interesting. She might just end up turning evil.
I mean, I've kept her alive so far, so she's doing good.
We'll see if she stays good or turns evil, though, in the end. That'll be
Oh
the fun
God,
part.
don't say that.
Too late. So, folks, we got Jesse here, too. He's in the game lingering, but I think he had a good time as well. He's got a lot to be excited for in the coming sessions with the other half of the companions, Althea and Sheppy. There's a lot going on there for him, so it should be fun. I hope the players enjoy the little sidetrack. It's not really a sidetrack. It's part of the same story. It's just a different facet of it. It's all tied together. What affects one affects the other. As we'll see, it's all going to play out. But yeah, it was a good session. I can't wait to see what happens in the next few episodes. Should be telling. We've got a combat to look forward to next Sunday. All right, folks, we're going to call it here. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you guys soon. So until next time, folks, hang in there, because it's only going to get better. We'll talk to you soon.